Can Apex Legends save EA? Yes, I know this is fairly ironic because I just made a video literally yesterday talking about how EA is going to fail and fail hard. Their stock has dropped 13%, falling even more after all the information came out from the conference call about how everything is going terrible for them. Their games that are coming out are not exciting customers. Their game Anthem is not really doing so well when the demo came out, and people aren't very happy with that. But then when we see Apex Legends, it gets everybody wondering, could this be the savior of EA? Ironically, a free-to-play game that isn't taking advantage of its customers. Coming from EA, that's almost unheard of, and maybe, just maybe, they'll learn something from all of this. Apex Legends hits 10 million players in just 3 days. The developer of Apex Legends, Respawn, believed that they were putting a lot on the line with the surprise launch of Apex Legends, but it's paying off currently, where they have 10 million players in 3 days, compared to Fortnite, which took 2 weeks to hit that same milestone. Just to put that in perspective for you, 10 million players in 3 days is almost double what EA expects to sell for their blockbuster game Anthem in the first quarter. And yes, I know Apex Legends is a free-to-play game, so getting players to download it and play it isn't the hardest thing to do in the world. But if you step back and look at these numbers, getting 10 million people to do anything in 3 days when you're launching a surprise game that nobody knows about, it's set in a universe of Titanfall, which was popular, but not gigantically popular. Just the fact that it's had that many people jump in all at once to play it really sheds light on what people expect out of their gaming experience, what they want from EA, and what it says about the community at large, making a unanimous decision to tell EA, this is what we want out of you. A quality game experience that's free to play and it's not taking full advantage of the user base. We knew it would be risky to take the franchise in this direction, to go free to play and do a surprise launch, Respawn CEO Vince Zampella said during a blog post. We fell in love with Apex Legends and needed other people to play it too. In addition to having 10 million unique users download and play this game, Respawn also said they've also hit a record of 1 million concurrent players playing Apex at the same time. This is insanity! This day and age, competing against known brands like Fortnite, who have a chokehold on the Battle Royale type game, to see a newcomer enter the ring and make this much of a splash, probably is raising a few eyebrows over at Epic Studios, the makers of Fortnite, wondering if this might be the thing that eventually competes directly with them. For those who aren't familiar with Apex Legends and the environment it presents to the user, it's similar to Overwatch characters in a battle royale setting that requires players to squad up in groups of 3. EA did say during their conference call that this is something that we can't base any expectations out of because it's still early, but that was before today, 3 days after the launch, where it hit 10 million unique people downloading and playing the game. It certainly shows a trajectory of exponential growth for a brand new free-to-play game where everybody is enjoying it. So can Apex Legends be the game that saves EA? The more I'm looking into this and watching it and playing it personally, I'm starting to wonder if that is the case. Honestly, the game itself is a ton of fun. I don't feel the need to spend money in it. It's a blast grouping up with people, and at the end of the day, this is what EA was sorely lacking in all of their game experiences. They were building all of their games around a core of microtransactions instead of remembering the point of gaming in the first place, and that is to make the game fun. If it's fun, more people will want to play it. If more people will want to play it, then you'll get certain people purchasing items in the game, and there you have a successful title. It's really not that challenging to understand, although people in bigwigs driving Ferraris probably forget that from time to time. As far as Respawn is concerned in the future of the games they're working on, they have a Star Wars title they're working on next, which is kind of a big deal. And if Respawn was able to do this with Apex Legends, it makes me wonder if the next Star Wars title coming out of EA actually will be a good one, which would be the first Star Wars game in a very long time out of EA that I can say that about. As far as Respawn is concerned, not only are they working on this experience with Apex Legends, a Star Wars game in the future, but they said they're also working on related Titanfall experiences, which doesn't necessarily point to a Titanfall 3, but may relate to an expansion to Apex Legends or something in that area. Who knows? It could be a turn-based strategy game. I mean, at this point it's all speculation, but the point is, this is an area of positive coming out of EA, and that's something based off of yesterday that I couldn't imagine making this video today about. But as far as EA is concerned, the future with Respawn, the studio making this game, is extremely bright, and as far as the next games coming out, it could only mean good things. EA should be following the lead of what Respawn is doing and not force microtransactions down the throats of the gamers on other areas of their company. I'm looking at you, BioWare. I'm looking at you, anyone else that isn't dissolved yet out of EA, because we all know the history of these studios with EA. They devour them, they destroy them, they move on to the next and do the same, rinse and repeat. It's a very dirty industry the way EA approaches its business, and unfortunately for a lot of the employees, they suffer the consequences of really aggressive business practices instead of focusing on making quality games. But like I said, maybe Respawn is the bright spot in EA that will change everything. At least I can hope. That's all I got for you guys today, but I'd be very interested to hear what you guys have to say about Apex Legends. Let me know in the comments below if you've played it, what you think about it. Are you excited about the prospects of EA's Apex Legends in the future? Do you think Respawn could be the savior that we've all waited for out of EA? Or do you just expect EA to fall back on what they always do and eventually dissolve the company because they're going to falter and look at microtransactions as the only savior they have? Let me know below, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and you stay smashing.